Hi there, this is Toby Green, and you're listening to The Green Room with Tom Green and Jacob Gaynor. Stay tuned.
Oh, coffee's for a week for that, mate.
Oh, a little bit of something special for the 50th show of In the Green Room, not on purpose.
Yeah, wow. That was that's caught me off guard. I didn't
know what
at
that
all.
was.
I'll take it though. I mean, it is a special occasion. We obviously had Will struggling to get out of the room there as well at the same time. So
We've had some technical difficulties.
yeah, we have. But
Not the greatest
I guess
start.
we've just sort of stumbled over the line to 50. But here we are, Jacob.
50.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well done, mate. It's been well, I mean, it's definitely been a fun ride. I was going to say it's been impressive, but I don't know if it's been impressive or not. It's
I
probably up
think
to-
it has.
It's probably
Like-
up to the listeners to decide whether it's been impressive or not. But yeah, we're here. Barely, but we're here.
I like the phrase stumbled over the line
Yeah.
because we have.
Yeah, as you said, it took a while to get up over the line. This is probably actually technically episode 51, I guess. So
Well, we don't talk about the deleted episode.
Yeah, we don't need to go back to that, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, it's special. It is special. How do you reflect, Tom, on the journey from where we started with a nicer setting to this?
yeah, it's been it's been good. I suppose it's probably gone about as I expected. I suppose. I like. Well, no,
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I didn't think. I mean, obviously, we're an upgrade on what the previous club podcast was.
What podcast?
But I didn't think we'd be. I don't know. What's the biggest podcast in Australia at the minute?
Dan Does Footy.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to give them free promo, but yeah, for sure we'll say them. I don't know if I ever expected us to get that big, but I feel like we've gained a really loyal following, which I appreciate. As I always like to shout out, we do really appreciate our regular listeners and viewers. So that's been good, but yeah, I think it's been nice. I've enjoyed it. I think is the main thing. I haven't used it to make too many outrageous statements or promote anything too big. I don't think yet. So I think that's
Boring.
always positive.
I think we need more of that.
We need to more self-promotion.
Not self-promotion, but like just voice your opinion a bit more because you're a very opinionated person. And since we'll call it the incident, pretty soft. You've gone pretty soft.
Well, I mean, that's if anything's going to soften you up, something like that.
That threat.
nearly copping a pretty hefty fine is probably
Hey,
going to soften you
whoa,
up.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think I'm within my rights to have softened up a little bit since then. But
So fair.
yeah, I mean, I bring my opinions on what I've got, but if I'm not feeling passionate about something, I'm not going to get on here and try and spew some rhetoric for some clicks,
Yeah. Well,
which is I know what you would love me to do.
it makes my job easier until I get called into the CEO's office and
Yeah.
got some explaining.
How many times has that happened this year?
Uh,
Only 4?
50 episodes, 50 meetings. All right. No, we love getting in trouble. Keeps us young.
Keeps you young, you're old.
Oh, we're coming in hot today.
Oh,
Coming in real
a lot
hot.
of subtle.
Speaking of milestones, if you follow Tom Green on Instagram, you may have seen one of the hardest launches.
Really?
You're not even in the photo.
Yeah, but
That's
yeah,
a
I
hard
guess.
launch. Like, not that's a
It just
that's a
doesn't
rock
really,
hard launch.
But it just doesn't. What? Can we clip that?
Hard launch.
A rock hard launch.
I was trying to think of something
I'm
harder.
trying to say about my girlfriend, man.
Hey, whoa.
No, that it. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't really seem like that big of a deal to me. A few people have made that comment actually. Brooke made that comment just before.
It's a hard launch.
Brooke, I feel like is probably a regular listener. Is she?
She watches the clips.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she said that as well, like, congratulations. She said, congrats on your hard launch. And I was like, thanks, I guess. Like, I don't know. It hasn't really seemed like that big of a deal to me.
Yeah, okay.
But
that's nice.
I guess it is the first time that Poppy showed up on my Instagram, but I don't know. Those things aren't that big of a deal to me.
Oh, that's cute. I liked it. It was a nice little collection.
Yeah, did you not think?
I thought it was really wholesome.
Yeah.
I commented on it.
Yeah, but like, you
Because Poppy has brought up that it's been a while.
mate, when she brought that up.
When we
I
were in
know
Melbourne.
Ah, right. Yeah, okay, there you go. Well, I don't think I feature on her Instagram yet either. So, like, Not that,
Sounds like a call out.
no, see, it's actually not.
Someone wants a solo
No,
post.
it's not a call out because I think this stuff. Maybe this can be my trending topic today, and I'm calling it forward. I'm calling it really early, and I'm gonna swear. I couldn't give a shit about that stuff. Like honestly, I'm just like I get it. I get why it's a thing, and I get it is a thing. But like, I'm not one at all for. I'm never gonna be someone who's like, post me on your Instagram. You know what I mean? Like,
Is anyone like that?
yeah, people. Of course, people are. Well, you just said Poppy was.
It's not it. Yeah, but she was probably taking the piss.
No, like I get it. I do get what, like I said.
Well, I
but-
mean, there's a few people in like our questions that asked if Poppy can fight.
yeah, that has come up before.
So maybe
yeah.
Poppy's now just like, hey,
Yeah.
still here. Bring it on.
But I just don't think that stuff's a big deal. Like social media just shouldn't. I don't think. Personally, I don't think social media should be everything you're doing in your life the whole time.
Talking to the media guy.
Yeah, I know, but
Ouch.
I don't think it should be like that. I think it's just not healthy personally. So like documenting your entire life, ins and outs. So like, I don't know. There's some things I get that there's a balance though of like, you know, having a private life and also not trying to keep things secret, if that makes sense. Like you don't want to,
Yeah. No, I agree.
you know what I'm trying to say? So like, I think if it just happens naturally and, you know, authentically, then that's the important thing. But like, I'm never going to be big on, you need to post this and this, that, whatever. Like that can just happen when it happens. It'll happen naturally. So it'll just happen.
Like
And I think that's what happened here. I just, you know, it felt natural pulling together a few posts. Poppy's obviously a part of my life. So I put her in there because that was sort of my post about what's going on in my life.
I liked it.
I
I liked it. You're welcome. Now, one other.
So when are we getting a hard launch out of you?
I just did one. I posted a solo photo. Hard launch.
You've been hard launching yourself for
Rock
a while
hard
now.
Couple of years we've been
Yeah.
launching.
I might comment on your next photo. Rock
Rock
hard
hard
launch.
launch. Oh, that'll be my next caption. See if it gets taken down. One other thing I wanted to bring up was, do you sometimes forget that we have like viewers, like people watch?
I know what you're about to bring up.
I'm talking about the nut.
Yeah. So I don't.
Not the nut wasn't not out.
Yeah.
Let's clarify.
No, it wasn't. No, I don't forget that. I saw that was a comment. I'm kind of annoyed that you guys clipped that though, because
First of all,
here's my thing. Like I get that people can see that, but like for regular viewers, I don't sit here with my hands on my genitals for like long periods of the podcast or long periods of time. Like
I hope not.
my bad that in that one small time I had to itch.
It wasn't. It was a pretty like extended period.
My
of
point
time.
is, I don't do that regularly. And why did you guys clip that one
because
moment?
it was the one part you were selling Canberra
Well, then
games.
crop the bottom.
That's on Will.
No, it's on both of you. I bet the thing is, I bet neither of you realised it either until someone
No,
commented.
someone pointed out afterwards,
Yeah, and then you're like,
and then you can't unsee it.
Yeah, well, you can delete it.
Well, I was going to change the caption. Tom's itching to get back to Canberra.
Or just delete it.
Not as funny.
Yeah, well, anyway, I apologise to all our viewers who did see that, and then everyone on Instagram too, which is, yeah, I apologise for that. Yeah, as I said to just then, I don't normally spend long periods of time with my hands on my genitals, but yeah, I was caught in that moment, and someone picked it up pretty quickly on the
Happens to the best of us, man.
on Instagram. Yeah, well, you've also got you've got the laptop there protecting you. You can itch away whenever you like. No one's
I'm
going to
not.
see it. Well, we don't know. We can't.
That
see.
makes it
You could be
worse
doing
if
all
my
sorts
hands-
of things down there.
Worse if my hand's hidden.
Yeah, you could be doing anything down there. We don't know.
Nope. No, I'm glad you clarified it. We needed it. Glad it's out there.
Yeah. Well,
Public
again,
apology.
yeah, I do apologise, and I'll try not to do it again. But you know,
It's not the first public
when they're
public
itchy, they're
apology.
itchy.
Clip. A few other things to get through.
Yep.
50th
50th episode. I mean, it's a pretty dynamic.
It's pretty
and special
crazy
one. Yeah.
where
so
we're at. Pretty
we've
crazy.
got to make sure it's a special app. Apparently, the most effort you've put in. Probably the most effort I've put in too. I mean, I've already had my trending topic.
Did you come in
That was a trending topic. That was a
first
perfect
one
trending
all
topic.
year?
Nah, it wasn't my first.
That's
I've got
easily
another one
first.
later as well.
Okay. But this one,
And I've got a famous people you've seen.
oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anyone famous, I don't think.
Yeah, it's embarrassing for you. You had one I thought you wanted to bring up.
Yeah, I did. When was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
A couple weeks ago. Oh, I can make one up.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to talk about you and I have longed for a sponsor.
Yeah, we have. Well,
And-
we've had some shout out Speedo.
Shout out Speedo. If we wouldn't be a 50th episode without shout out Speedo.
Yeah, exactly. Got to shout out Speedo, but we
And they
are
could be
look-
back.
Yeah,
We have something
that's
in the works.
yeah, that's in the works. But we have been looking for one on the podcast properly for a little while. Things have gotten in the way because we were close to closing. We actually, this is what people.
We can't close the deal
No. It's not us.
because you keep itching.
No, okay. No. Well, again, I feel like that's almost perfect advertisement for an underwear brand if Calvin Klein want to get in contact with
Or Bonds or anyone like that.
maybe Calvin. But we actually were, remember, in the preseason close.
Yeah, we were so close.
So this is what I feel like the listeners and the viewers must think, oh, these guys hop on here and talk rubbish.
Yeah.
We've got all these things on in the background. But like this thing with like that Jake is referring to with Speedo, Jacob obviously having really close contacts with Speedo, we like actually something is potentially in the works. And I think that's
100%.
Yeah, I think that is a real chance of getting up. And we were really close to closing a sponsored deal on the podcast for this whole season. I think it was the start of this season that it would have covered. But some stuff like with player payments for me.
There's some complications.
Yeah, there's just some like contract complications that meant that it couldn't happen because there's like I think it could potentially look like it's coming out of the soft cap, and so it looks like sort of under the
it's
table
confusing.
payments. And anyway, so we're trying to work through that sort of stuff. But we actually were. Should we reveal who that was?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. Well, we won't, but we won't.
Probably
but,
not.
We were really close to actually getting a sponsor of the podcast early in the year. But anyway, you got news we're working on one right now.
No.
Oh,
Do I?
how'd this come up then?
Oh, no. I was going to say, now this feels like it's not important
Why?
because I don't have anything in the works massively.
That's all right.
There's a couple of little things. But this was more to your credit. You did some ad reads last week.
Oh, yep.
Really good. So I think we have so much potential here that people just don't know. And you and I are very subtle in the way that
yeah,
we
we
can.
try to be.
Like, I don't want to put an ad in the middle of the show. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't want to be like, hey, I hope you're listening to the episode. Or I hope you enjoy listening to the episode. We're proudly brought to you by blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's not great. But I think we could incorporate any sponsor into our content.
We definitely could. We definitely could. And I think, I don't know if we need to sort of have some practice runs. Maybe that's something that we tee up in the next couple of episodes. Like,
Do you remember before the podcast got off the ground, we did one? Because we were about to get a sponsor.
yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Maybe we should do something like that, and give that a run just so that brands can see out there how we could incorporate that and how this would be able to, get to work with them. And I think the other thing about that is that, as you've said, you can just speak to Speedo and see sort of the reach that, when you involve in the green room, you reach audiences.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes a thing. And so, yeah, that's, we're going to get your name out there. And as you said, we can do it subtly. We can do it not so subtly. However you feel like you need your name out there, we'll get it out there.
We can do it.
Yeah.
In the Green Room has also made waves in Riverwood.
Really?
There is a beer on tap called In the Green Room.
No, there's not.
There is. I got a photo.
Wow.
Can you see that? That blue one?
I can. There you go. Where have you gotten that from?
Someone sent it in.
Yeah, right. Well, we probably...
Should go for a drink. Mm-hmm.
I've got a great idea.
Live show from there with In the Green Room beer.
Yeah. Bye week.
Fine.
What are you doing?
During the week, we'll still have to be in at one stage, won't we?
Yeah, but like I mean more like the weekend is what I more meant.
I could make some time.
Yeah.
Are you going away or are you staying?
I am going away actually, but
Ooh, so
I'm
you're
gonna
busy.
I'm going to be back on like the Friday. I'm pretty sure, or Friday, maybe the Saturday. I'll be free.
So you guys back on the weekend?
I think we're back on Sunday potentially.
Yeah, okay. Oh, we'll be able to make it work.
Yeah. But we
Love
should
it.
give that a go. Have
That's a great shout.
sip on a couple of green rooms.
Yeah.
Film an episode there.
That just sounds good.
Yeah, sip on a couple of green rooms in the green room while filming in the green room. But anyway,
Perfect.
yeah,
We're going to clip that and send it to him.
yeah, let's do it.
In the Green Room, proudly brought to you by In the Green Room.
Yeah,
Like
in the green room.
The green room.
We're actually in the
Oh.
green room,
Mm-hmm.
sipping green rooms while filming in the green room.
Yeah, but it have to be a short episode. I get pissed pretty quick.
Well, we can make it a nice long one, and then we've got a few clips.
Gross. All right. Now, before we move on, I've got two more things.
Yep.
Long intro today, but 50th episode, get around it. Mount Rushmore of guests.
Yeah.
I want you to
okay.
choose your top 4.
Yep.
It's really hard.
Oh, is it?
Yep, I tried to do it. A lot of disappointed people. We've had a fair few guests in 50.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to. Have you got some names to refresh me there in case I'm missing any?
No,
Okay. Well,
but I'm going to make mine after yours just in case you forget someone good.
yep. All right. So, well, I'm gonna say I think everyone loved the Binger episode.
Very funny.
Yeah, Binger is hilarious. Bucks is a repeat guest, so I'm gonna put Bucks in there too.
Mm-hmm.
I think people really like that. I'm gonna put Jack Steele on there. I thought he was really good as a guest. Who else have we had? We've had a lot of teammates. Have we had many other outsiders? Oh, and then I'll give a shout out to as well. I thought Caitlin Serhoy and Jess Doyle were
Yep.
really good when they came on.
You're going to have to
too.
choose one.
Nah, I can't pick one. Both the girls from, what was it, Little Miss Chatterbox they wanted to call theirs?
Hey, in the
Actually
works.
happening.
In the works.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And they'll love
I
that. I
expect-
don't know if Caitlin listens, but Jess does.
Does she still listen regularly, does she?
Talked about it today. She was like, why is it out so late? I need to drive it in. I drive into the club on
Really?
Wednesdays with it.
That's great. Shout out to Jess Doyle for that. That's
Go,
incredible.
Jess.
Yeah, well done.
50
Glad to know
in.
she still listens regularly, and
Doyle stays loyal.
you've got that plan for when she re-signs, haven't you?
Already used it.
Well, yeah, that is shout out to Jess Doyle. That's the incredible loyalty. Really respect that. But no, Little Miss Chatterbox. That's I
like that.
I'll shout out those two. They came on. They were a lot of fun, and I expect that we'll get the
We'll get them back because A4W is coming in hot.
that. Well, I was more saying as well, if they get Little Miss Chatterbox off the ground,
If we're not guests,
I expect to be the first guests, aren't we? Like,
I'd be pretty flat.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great shout.
And incredibly flat. And knowing that Jess listens now as well, I
Pressure's
expect,
on. Yeah.
I know that she's going to hear it, and therefore I know that like the gauntlet's been laid down for her. They've got to take it up.
All right, mine.
Yep.
I'm also going Brent Daniels. I
Yep.
thought that was. I actually think that's our best episode.
Yeah, Bingham was hilarious.
Like he came in hot. He was hilarious.
We probably need to get Bingham back, actually.
We should get Binger back.
Also, actually, sorry, go and then I'll say what I want to say.
I'm going to go Bucks as well. Just
Yep.
regular. I'm going to go Callan Ward.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go... Steely's the obvious one. So I'm not going to do Steely. I think I'm going to go Isaac Cumming. First live show.
Yeah, that is a good one. I've missed
Great
out
crowd.
there.
Great engagement.
Yeah, no, you're right. First live show too. We've done a live show as well. What haven't we done?
What's left? I don't know.
What
Sponsors-
is left is sipping a couple green rooms in the green
In the
room.
green room.
Yeah, no, Cheese's episode was great. And shout out to the crowd that came. Honestly,
Unreal.
the footy festival gather around there, that was
There's a couple of
amazing.
questions coming up about what are our highlights.
yeah, that was
That'll be
so
up there.
much fun.
That'll
Yeah,
be up
definitely.
there
That,
for sure.
that was really, really fun. The crowd made it great, really interactive. Cheese is obviously just a fantastic guy and a great guest. So that was that's a good get.
I like
That
it.
was incredible.
Now, before we go into all the regular...
What was I going to say though? I was going to say something about
before the
it was about
Little Miss Chatterbox.
no. It was you said Binger and then you said
Binger's
something.
back.
Oh yeah, we need to get serious and get Kingers on. That's what it is. And maybe
He's hard to get.
yeah, no, he is. But there's maybe a few other
He'd be really funny.
We need to figure out a time. Would he? No, he would.
Like dry.
We
He
need
wouldn't
to
give us
figure
much.
out another couple of coaches. I even reckon.
Hardy.
Yeah, but because I mean, Artie's great fun and like,
A great story.
but also great stories. Like, is an AFL legend and Hall of Famer, so like, great person to get on. But then even like Wayne Cripps, hilarious. Cripper would be so funny, on.
funny.
But also like,
He'd panic.
no, I don't reckon he would because
He wouldn't like
Cripper's
the lights.
But he's a good speaker, Cripper. He's got the gift of the gab, and he's also a really good coach. So that's why it'd be great to have him in, and I don't know, even hear some of his aspiration, whatever. We need to level up a bit in that. It's on me a little bit, I think.
All right.
I
from
can
now
bring
on,
them to the table.
From now on,
Yeah,
you lead guests.
yeah, I can bring them to the
You
table. a
guests,
bit
me
better.
content.
Yeah, well,
50 in. Now you've come to the table.
okay, mate.
Okay?
I come to this table every week with a lot. You might provide the structure, but I feel the structure.
You come to this table with nothing but
Energy.
a name.
No,
You're
that's
a
rubbish.
name.
That's rubbish.
All right. I'm going to go to a new segment. Ready?
Sure.
I'm glad you've picked up your phone because you're about to use it. Now,
Okay.
last year, June, as we know, is Men's Mental Health Month.
Yep.
So, for this month and this month only, we're going to do the check-in challenge. Okay?
What's that?
So normally at the start of every episode, today's a little bit different because it's the anniversary,
Yeah.
but the start of every episode, you're going to call someone and check in. Not looking good.
Hey Jacob, how are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. What are you up to?
Nah, not too much. Just at the club. Where are you?
I am on the Gold Coast.
Oh, doing what?
I just come up here to see my brother for the week. Get away from footy and shit.
Yeah,
And
love
it's
that.
been awesome.
Yeah. How long are you there for? The week?
Yeah, I go back on tomorrow lunchtime.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm been loving, like, the weather is just so much better up here, eh?
Trade request.
Tried to from where?
From Carlton Resi.
Carlton Resi. I can't even get a game there.
No, just calling in. Just wanted to check in on you.
No,
See how you're
Doing
going, see
alright.
what you're doing.
I'm not really doing too much, to be fair. I don't know, the whole, like, post and stuff I did the
Mm.
other week just got so, like, overwhelming a little bit.
As in the terms of the feedback you got.
Yeah, like, it was all positive and shit, but it was just, like, really overwhelming
Well,
in
it
terms
went,
of, like,
you had
just-
a lot of people reach out, obviously.
oh, it was, like, they're still getting people reach out, like, pretty consistently, and I just, like,
That's
don't
a
know what
good
to
thing,
do,
though.
eh? Oh, it's great, and it feels awesome, but it's just, like, there's just so much of it, and you just go, holy.
Mm.
But, no, it's been really good. I just needed to get away from footy and shit.
Oh, 100%. You would have had so many kids, though,
What do you mean?
like, be impacted by what you said.
Oh, yeah, like, I'm getting a lot of messages off, like, parents and stuff as well,
Love that.
which is really cool. But, no idea, like, what I'm going to do with it, but I'm just sort of doing the same old and they vlog, baked oats and shit like that. How you going anyway?
Mate, no complaints. Working towards the buy. Pretty keen for a break myself.
What are you going to do?
Don't know. Might go back home for a bit. Might go camping.
Just switch off.
Yeah, don't know. We might do Tom and I might do a live show.
Really?
So might have to sneak you down. We found a place that does beers in the green room. So we're thinking of going and doing a live show with some beers.
Beers is in, like, when in the filming studio.
No, like at the pub. Like do a show from the pub.
Oh, that'd be sick.
So we might have to fly down. Wow.
That'd be badass. Well, how does the in the green room go? Like, in terms of self-funding and shit like that, or what?
Oh, well, Tom puts no money behind it.
Yeah, of course.
But, no, we'll see how we go. No, we're doing well. We're doing well. 50th episode this week.
50th, that's a massive milestone.
Yeah, raised the bat. Actually
Yeah,
surprised you didn't reach
absolutely.
out earlier, but that's fine.
No, that's Taz.
No, it's
like,
good.
when.
Anyway, I might give you a bell later on. I'm just about to go into another meeting.
Yeah, okay, no stress. Easy.
Um,
I'll talk to you later.
But yeah, hope you're doing well. Miss ya. See you soon.
Miss you too. Love ya.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that was nice, but we're going to have to edit a little bit of that conversation.
Yeah, there was a fair bit of swearing and some
yeah,
other
he didn't
topics
know
we
he was
can't
on
talk
there.
about. Yeah, no, I get it. But what was, I think, the important part and definitely doesn't need to be edited out is Cooper. For those, I'm sure most of our listeners, if not all, probably follow Cooper. And if you don't, you would have seen his post about how he's sort of been really open with his struggles. Well, I don't even know if, well, I guess struggles, but, you know, everyone has those sort of things where you try and figure out what are you doing, you know, with work and what does the next little period of your life look like, and how he's been working through all of that, and how, like, yeah, some of those moments have been challenging, and hearing that about how so many people have reached out and continue to reach out to him about that, is exactly why we're doing those calls, Jacob. It's like perfectly indicative of the fact that a lot of people, like just need people to check up on them. Like, I know we're doing a thing for, is it Men's Mental Health
Yep.
Month, did you say?
Yep.
Well, and that, while that is important, I think, you know, we don't need to exclude women from that either. That's just,
Not at all.
every single person has troubles with their mental health at the time and at any times, and it can, it's something that you've got to constantly take care of. So, yeah, don't be afraid to reach out to those and those around you and make sure they're doing well, because, as you could hear, people really appreciate it, and that's really important.
Love that. Very well said. Now we're going to move to questions. You ready?
Yep, let's roll.
As per usual, I've given you the phone. You have a look. I've got some here.
Yep.
Poppy, regular listener, sounds familiar. Says, hi, miss you. Miss you too, Poppy. And if you could have one superpower, what would it be and why? Great question.
I wish I could fly.
Yeah, that's good.
That would be probably, like, I think just flying. The feeling of flying would be the best.
Weird.
Well, I think it'd be the best. Like, it'd be
Freeing.
just, yeah, I just think it would be the best feeling ever, to be honest.
You got any?
There's a few nice ones, you know. Just even nice messages. Congrats on 50 episodes. I love listening to the podcast each week. Thank you very much. Here's one. Any insight into why we play so well one week and so badly the next?
I can't provide feedback on that. You can.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Love that.
Well, I think it's an interesting one because I see a lot of that, and I feel like, to be honest, like, I get why a lot of people, like our fans in particular, that can be really, really frustrating. And I understand that as a supporter, watching your team play well one week and then play, in your mind poorly the next week. It's sort of like, why can't we be consistent? But I think if you look at the ladder over the last 3 years and you look at how even the competition is, and people will say, oh, each week, like, for instance, Billy's been in tipping comps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Billy, who has been in and around the Giants, has access to, 2 players, just sort of has, knows what's going on in and around the club, whatever. Billy finds it really hard to tip every single week because the competition's even. The reality is at the minute.
So even.
The reality is at the minute, if you're like Collingwood are miles out in front of everyone supposedly on top, we beat them opening round. Now, I'm not trying to say right
Don't
now.
you forget it.
No, but I'm not trying to say right now we're playing better football in Collingwood. But what I'm saying is that, like,
Anyone can beat anyone.
exactly. And so, like, I get why that's frustrating for supporters, but it's great for the AFL with an even competition because it means that you're never out of a game.
Mm-hmm.
You never go to game one. And so every single game is going to be a great contest. Now, I wish we could win every game. And I promise you, I'm trying to win every game. Like, with everything I have, I'm trying to win every single game. But the reality is there's 23 people on a field who are going up against each other. One of Kinger's favourite sayings as well is the opposition gets paid too. It's not like we're rolling out against scrubs who are just running around having a laugh. They get paid. They've got pride as well. So winning games of football is hard. And I would say maybe throughout VFL, AFL history, this might be the hardest period because it's the most even and balanced competition that it's been for a while. Now, if you add on top of that, the Giants are the team that travels the most in the whole AFL. So, like, maybe not distance-wise, I'm not too sure actually, just because of the Perth teams, how far they have to travel. But in terms of how often we're getting on a flight and having to travel to play, we do that the most in the AFL because we also play home games in places like Canberra. Now, again, I love Canberra. I'm never going to say no to that. But the reality is we have to hop on a plane and go there and then a bus home. Whereas if we played down in, let's say, Victoria, we get to play home games at, let's say, Marvel Stadium. We could play an away game next week at Marvel against another Melbourne team. We could play an away game at the MCG against another team and then play another home game at Marvel. There's a month where we've played 2 games on the road, 2 games at home. We haven't left once. We have to travel every second week. It's actually a little bit more than that, I think, because, again, of those home games, which actually takes a real toll. Particularly, like, the season is a long grind, and we've just come off the back of where, because our home ground in Sydney gets shut down at the showground for an extended period of time as well with this Royal Easter show, we don't even get to play home games here. So we're on the road for a long time. That takes a toll. Now, if you take into account on top of that, I've had some injuries to some pretty key players this year. Cogs has played, I think, 2 games.
2, yep.
2. Chook spent a month on the sidelines. Finn has now spent a month on the sidelines. Bing has spent 2 months on the sidelines.
Stringer.
We haven't seen the best of Jake Stringer yet because of, injury. I I missed a game with injury. Hogs has missed a game at least with injury.
He's missed a couple of hugs.
Yeah. Has Toby missed any yet?
No.
Toby got subbed out last week, injured as well. Like, all teams face injuries. I get that. I'm not trying to say that we've had the worst injury list in the whole comp. But when the competition's even, you travel more than any other team, and that takes a toll when you do it for 2 months in a row, and then you get on the back end of that, and it takes time to refresh into injuries to some key players. And, you know, we've had people rotate through different positions. Our midfield's been really young at different points. We've brought some inexperienced guys in forward and back as well. I think that I get why it's frustrating as a supporter, but we're halfway through the year. We've come off a couple of good years. Now, I'm not saying that I don't know how we're going to finish the back end of the year. I wish I could tell you we're going to rattle off 10 wins in a row and finish top 4, but I have no idea how it goes. But I think supporters have to understand a little bit that other than all those other contributing factors, the competition's really even. And so each team can win or lose every single game. And if you go back and look through results every single week, there's upsets because of, you know, one team's slightly off, one team's on, the team that's on gets the win. And you'd be like, oh no, but they're 13th and they're 5th. 5th should win. Well, it doesn't always work like that, particularly when the competition's this even. So all I can tell our supporters is I'm going to keep trying to win us games as much as I can. I do that every single week. Unequivocally, I try my absolute hardest to get us a win. I will continue doing that every single game that I play for the Giants. And sometimes that's not going to be enough. And I think that, there just needs to be, I think if you just look at a few holistic things, an understanding as to why, unfortunately, we don't win by 10 goals every week. So that was a really long rant, but I think
I liked it.
I've just seen some things along that line as well where even our own fans, like, you know, understandably, I get why they're so critical. They just want to see us win. I get that. But, like, there just has to be some broader understanding that the competition's difficult and it's even and we're not going to win every week, but I promise you we're trying to.
You articulated it very well.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, it's been...
It's been boiling there for a bit.
Yeah. As you can see, for instance, here, another question. Midfield going to wake up. Been rubbish all year. Well...
Don't bite.
No, like I'm not biting. I'm just saying, again, like that's just an example of some of those sort of things, some of those questions that we're getting. I'm just like, well, you know...
Yep.
Have a proper look at a few things and...
Open your eyes.
I think you'll be able to see. You got any other questions over there, Jacob?
I do. What would be your favourite episode so far?
Yeah, well, I'm probably going to say you've already brought it up. The live episode was really good.
Yep.
I really liked that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'll say the episode when Speedo came on board and we did the unpacking.
That was really,
that was
really
like,
good, yeah.
wow, this is cool. We're doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a good call. That's a very good call.
Will you be doing another live show in the green room?
Yeah, well, it sounds like we're going to, yeah.
Hope so. What else do we have? Dream guest. Think big. Or do you think realistic? Yeah, both.
Dream guest. Well, unrealistic is, I don't know, Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Realistic, I'd like to get Mitch Stark on, but...
Big fan of that.
Yeah, that would be...
Having Mitch and Alyssa on would be unreal.
Yeah, and we're recording this the day after day one of the World Test Championship final over in England.
And Starkey.
Starkey took poles. Yeah, bowled very, very well last night. So, yeah, he would be fantastic to get on.
What else have you got?
Yeah, just having a look here.
What?
There's just some funny questions. I Oh, this is a good one. Can we get Tom to do a Love Island application on behalf of Jacob? I think we should do that.
I would not get on Love Island.
What? I think you are a massive chance.
No chance. You've got to be like
Single
6
20 what?
shredded.
8-year-old?
24,
But like
28.
But like
Can
developing
you
a
imagine me
profile
asking
for your
someone to
job-
go have a chat?
Yeah, I can.
Nah,
I think you'd fit in really, really well.
it's not me.
Yeah.
Not me. Favorite big freeze slider? Alyssa Healy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's actually true. She was easily,
Best dressed.
yeah. What's the team pump up song? What are we playing before running out? Good question. Depends a little bit on who's on. I would personally prefer probably some hard rap or something like that, or maybe
Shock.
Yeah, but like we don't ever get any of that as well. So that's why I'm like, we play like a lot of sort of like EDM
Yeah.
bangers. I
Easy
guess.
dance music.
Yeah, no.
That's not what
EDM
EDM
is-
stands for.
Yeah,
I'm saying
no, but,
easy.
but it's not like once we get going, it's like a bit more hype, which is sort of fine. But I wouldn't mind a little change up to some rap. Here's one, and this is not. It says, "Can Tom do a buzz cut for Brownlow night?" Now, like I don't know if I'm going to be at the Brownlow again. We'll wait and see.
You'll
but-
be there.
well, we don't know, but we'll wait and see. But what I was so for those as well who are watching, haven't even talked about. I got a haircut yesterday.
Fresh.
Yeah,
pretty fresh.
I needed it a bit shorter. My hair was too long.
I keep looking at my hair while you say that. Yeah, I know. I look like a sheep. I'm going to get it cut.
But I was kind of tempted. I've buzz cutted my hair once before. A long time
2021?
ago. Yeah, a long time ago, and I was a lot fatter in the face. And I think that
I think you could do it.
yeah, well, that's what I'm sort of. I was kind of half contemplating it yesterday, and so that's why I kind of wouldn't mind getting some feedback on do the viewers or those who sort of know what I look like, do they think a buzz cut would suit me? Because I'm kind of part of me wants to go back there. I think
You could pull it off.
I think maybe. I just think as well my face. I've gotten a bit like my face has thinned out a little bit since then, and so I think it might help it too.
Chiseled.
Yeah, I just think that might help it a little bit more as well.
All right, go one more.
Who's I've got showering nude or in jocks after the game. Must be nude. Just get it out. And who's the pickiest eater in the team? Had this discussion today. Well, not even discussion. I witnessed it firsthand. Josh Fay easily.
That doesn't shock me.
We had a beautiful Adam, our chef. Does he listen to the podcast?
He's talked about it.
Yeah.
I don't think he listens. Clips.
Yeah. Anyway, Adzi, fantastic cook. Like
Incredibly talented.
elite. It is so good. And he cooked today a beautiful beef rendang and some Thai marinated chicken thighs. Then there's obviously a bunch of veggies and salads and sides and whatever. Josh Fay didn't eat any of it. Said, I don't like curry. Like, didn't like the beef rendang. And it's like genuinely one of my favourite meals we have here.
What did he get? A sandwich.
Had nothing. Didn't like for some reason. Didn't want to have the sandwiches there because
There's so many other
he
options.
said they're pre-made. I don't even know what that means in terms of like why you can't have it. Didn't have that. So he had a small bowl of plain white rice. On my life, I watched it happen with my own eyes.
That's disgraceful.
It is absolutely disgraceful. And you know what else it is? Insulting. It's insulting to Adzi's good work. It pissed me off. I'm being honest. It pissed me off.
We can tell. Anything else?
No, I think that might be about it, to be honest.
Celebrity crush.
Well, mine's sort of played out. I don't need to go through mine again. I don't really have one at the minute.
Dua
anyway,
Lipa.
so, yeah. What about you?
Growing up, it was always Selena Gomez. Now, how many followers do you need to be a celebrity?
Well, why don't you just tell me the name and I'll tell you if they're a celebrity.
I'll show you a photo. I'm not going to say it out loud,
Okay, sure.
just in case.
What in case of what?
It's not a celebrity.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a celebrity. Hold on. And don't say the name out loud.
Yeah, I won't.
Just say, oh yeah, celebrity.
Yeah.
Celebrity?
Yeah.
I reckon love of my life.
Really?
Yep.
I know.
You know her?
No. I know
Oh.
her ex-boyfriend.
As long as it's an ex. That
there you
sounds
go.
like I'm in.
There you go.
Hope she likes short, funny man. No, I'm going to go get a haircut. All right, now we're going into some trivia, which I know you love.
Yes.
But Trivia with a twist. Don't get too excited.
Should we button it? Segment it
Yeah,
up?
I'm going to segment it up.
Okay.
But it's trivia with a twist in the Green Room edition. Okay.
Yep.
Not going to lie to you. Pretty hard to come up with questions about us.
Really?
I struggled a bit.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's rare. You didn't like talking about yourself?
Wait till we get to these questions. What is the most viewed / listened to episode so far?
Our Speedo race wasn't an episode, was it?
No, I'd say that was like a
But
video.
yeah, but there was a debrief from that, and there was a
There was a debrief and like a preview.
yeah. I'm gonna say our most listened to one was your tattoo reveal.
No.
Yeah, okay. What was it?
Callan Ward.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty boring.
We'll get him back
I
on.
thought the tattoo reveal might have done it, to be honest.
So did I.
Yeah,
People want Woody.
I guess.
Have we ever recorded an episode and then not posted it?
No.
Wrong, we have.
When?
Really early. We did one and then we both went,
That wasn't
that
the
wasn't
level."
it. Like we weren't there. And then the next day
you're actually right.
we got
did.
Ricker back. We got Ricker on and then that's when the soccer thing blew up.
Yeah, the soccer team.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Yeah, we
so
did.
you're
I
0 from
forgot about
2.
Yeah, okay.
So you know everything about history, not yourself.
No.
Who was our first guest?
Chook.
Nice.
I remember that because Chook as well. I think might have been Dylan.
Yeah, he was. That's
Dylan
why we got
Buckley's
him.
first. Yeah.
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 Have we ever deleted an episode?
Yes. Next question. No elaboration needed.
How many songs have we recommended?
Well, I'm going to say individually 25, so I'm going to say collectively 50.
68.
Really? 34 each.
Yeah. How many good
Exclusive
songs
today,
have
I
we
guess.
recommended?
Well, 34.
That's
from
the answer
me.
from Jacob. How many times have we heard from our special guest, Nick?
4.
That's
Elite.
so lucky.
It's not lucky.
So lucky.
Your face just dropped.
Yeah, I
then.
was like, he's not getting this. Paul, what? You read this.
No, I didn't.
This one you should get, but this will be
Nick
interesting.
should almost write in every week to us, I think.
I asked him to do this week. He's
Yeah.
busy.
Poor.
Not good enough, Nick. Lift your game. There's a call out.
He's going to come after you now.
And Mikel Arteta is the greatest manager of all time.
Hell no. He should
How
get sacked.
many different
And's
locations?
getting sacked. We should talk about that.
That's
as well.
trending topic.
No, it's not. but-
Tottenham Hotspur are a disgrace.
We will talk about that. Though.
Unless they want to employ me one day. How many different locations have we recorded at?
Here,
Mm-hmm.
that other room over there,
Yep.
that room over there.
Wow, I didn't even have that because it got deleted.
Yeah, that one there.
Okay, yep. Let me just add that to the
Your
list.
house in Maroubra.
Yep, that's 4.
The place where we recorded with Steely.
Yep,
A
5.
live episode with Cheese.
Yep.
6. I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You've done very well, and
Well, I actually
given me
corrected
one.
you.
Yeah. Well, we don't count that night. We don't know what happened in that episode. This one you won't get, and if you do, honestly, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Can you name the top 5 countries that listened to In the Green Room?
Oh my God.
I think you'll get the
Australia,
4.
the US, the UK. Just trying to think about where there's a lot of Aussie expats, to be honest. Canada?
No,
Okay.
think closer to home.
New Zealand?
And the last one you just won't get.
China?
South Korea.
Really?
Yeah, we're huge.
There you go. South Korea. That's cool.
All right.
Were you going to try and say hello in Korean and you didn't know what it is?
Yeah, I didn't know what is
I
it.
don't know what it is either,
Oh.
I don't think.
It sounded like you knew what it was. I got
Ah.
no idea. But Kia ora. It's
Yeah,
Kiwi.
true. No,
UK?
I know what it is.
Hello.
Hannah could have told us that.
Or US. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Hey, man. Do the majority of our listeners use Spotify or Apple?
Spotify.
Yep.
Smart.
By
people.
like
a lot.
long way.
Yeah, good. Smart.
So if you're
people.
still on Apple,
grow up.
grow up. Unless they want to sponsor us, then we love Apple Podcasts. What is our most viewed piece of content?
Yeah, the Speedo race.
Yeah, the swim. Nice. How many?
But that was like massive, wasn't
I
it?
don't want to say viral, but
Was it actually massive?
someone
though?
else did. Yeah, pretty big. Like really big.
Out of curiosity, do you like?
Need to get the tattoo removed? Yep.
Well, that's definitely you do. But I mean, like, in terms of like contract negotiations or whatever, do you bring up like, do you use that and be like, this is what I'm capable of?
I try. They don't listen.
Do they actually not?
No.
But like, if you were to like, not that
But-
you will, but let's say if you were to go for another job,
Mm-hmm.
like, is that something like? The only reason I ask this is because just like I don't really know how like it sort of works in your space. I just mean like in your field with jobs. Like, would you show them that and be like, here's an example of like my best work, if that makes sense, and like here are sort of the Giants and like Speedo's pre-numbers. Here are the numbers that they got because of that and whatever. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah,
would you
so if
would
I
you
went
take
for-
that piece of content and show them?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Most people in my role would have, it's almost kind of like a portfolio.
Yeah.
So then you'd obviously, in my role, it's quite diverse in doing different little things, different platforms. And that would be in itself just a different example of like when I started here, and if I said in 3 years, I'm going to be racing Tom Green with a tattoo on the line, sponsored by Speedo,
Yeah.
they'd be like, no. Like I got in trouble when I first started for being too close to the players.
Yeah.
It was the worst, stupidest feedback I've ever got in my life. But backfired on him. But then, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But, like, to be fair, not sure which employer would be like, we want him.
Yeah, but you know, I just mean like it's less about
Numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything's numbers, which I've slowly learned because I hate numbers. We
Yeah.
actually had a meeting about, like, strategy and numbers today.
Yeah.
And, like, I've
How
never...
are they looking? Are they actually looking good, or are you
Yeah,
just
they're
saying
looking
that?
pretty good. No, it's like I never really understood how much data it could be an asset,
Yeah.
which is hard because I hate numbers. Always hated maths, still hate it. But now I can like see the purpose of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, last question. Speaking of numbers, how many content impressions has In the Green Room had since its debut?
Total.
Now,
So
I really don't
this
want
is
you to go
across-
too high because then it's going to look bad.
Okay. Well, I have a ballpark figure that sounds big, and I think it's
I'm nervous.
unders.
I hope it's not, but okay.
Wait. So can I just quickly ask? So does this include Instagram clip
It's like
views?
it's just like clips, listens.
And so views though, like views on Instagram clips.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I feel like it's safe. I could say like among all of them.
I'm really scared you're gonna go
a million.
sober. Oh,
I've gone too high. haven't I?
Oh, Tom. 7.3 million.
Wow.
That looks set up.
Yeah.
I still love it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, 7.3.
That's what I thought. I thought a million would be unders because I know again the Speedo thing. I swear had over a million in itself.
Yeah, in itself.
Yeah.
So
So
7.3 million.
that's pretty impressive.
It's pretty good for 50 episodes.
What did the previous podcast have?
I don't want to know. I didn't do the data for that. I didn't like numbers. We just talked about
Oh right. As in
it. I actually don't know.
yeah. Okay.
I
Couldn't
wouldn't
have
have-
been that good. How many episodes
7?
did they do?
They did heaps.
All right.
Over 100, I reckon.
What?
Yeah, it was a fair while.
Yeah, right.
20. I don't know.
Yeah,
They did a couple of years at least,
Yeah. Okay.
because then they added Alicia for the last 1 or 2,
Yeah. Right.
I think. I can't remember.
There
A
you
while,
go.
yeah, fair while. Yeah, so very high, but well done. You did pretty well.
I gave you an answer.
You did. Never question Tom with trivia. But next week we'll bring it back and we'll do a hard one. Actually, I'm doing trivia tonight with the media team,
Yeah.
as you know. I'm gonna try and I'll take photos or whatever of the questions, and then for that next week
Yeah.
I'll
Try and
challenge
save
you.
a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, love that. Now, song of the week, celebrity talk to. What do you want to get into?
I'll probably just song of the week.
All right. Now, do you want to tell the viewers and the listeners what you told me before we did this?
I said that this song And I think Jacob's going to like this song. This isn't a rap song you'll hear. I think Jacob's actually a chance of enjoying this one. So, yeah, we'll get into it and see what he reckons.
Also, before we start, we need to listen to a bit less.
We're actually getting in trouble?
We're getting blocked from certain people
Who?
on YouTube. It like filters your video so people don't see it.
Oh, right. Okay.
I hope this works.
If you can't figure this out again, man.
It's not me.
No, it is.
I'm pressing play.
It's clearly you.
It's not me.
Because sometimes you get it to work, sometimes
Yeah, I
you
know,
don't.
but like,
I just want to know what the difference is.
I feel like I can get it here. Okay, now I think if I go like this, I figured it out. No, I haven't. I don't get it. Oh, I'm going to play it off my phone.
I just don't get it, man.
Neither do I.
But why can you get it to work sometimes and other times you can't?
Like, your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to look it up. Apologies, everyone.
Jacob
50
sucks.
episodes in, still can't get it sorted. All right. From the start?
Yeah.
Like it.
At some point, it sort of
It
gets
picks
right
up.
into it, but yeah.
Well, I've liked it.
Yeah.
So on the way home, I'll listen to it.
Let me know what you think. I think you'll enjoy it. That's Pack Up Your Bags by KT Melodies. It's a banger.
It is a banger.
Great vibe. While you're looking for your song or whatever, I'm just going to quickly say this is the person I saw at the cafe across the road from me, M. Deli.
Yep.
Hamish Blake.
No.
Yeah. Well,
that's
actually,
pretty cool.
I'll be honest, I didn't see him. Ricka did. But so I just got
Oh,
a
so you didn't
coffee,
talk
walked
to him?
out. No. Because Ricka was like in the car. He's like, there's Hamish. Oh, I should have asked him for $1. I was like, yeah, you should have. But he was also like, it's also like 6:15 in the morning. So it's kind of like a pain in the ass of a time to like ask him for $1. But
You should have. He would have appreciated it. He would have been like, "Ugh." Do you reckon they regret that?
yeah, I reckon they would, yeah.
Or the bow?
What's
Have you seen
the bow
way
thing
they got a
again?
bow? Like if you go up to them and bow, they got to do a lower bow.
Yeah, right. I just think that like getting asked for $1 all the time, it's just got to like at some point it's got to wear thin. And I don't mean the dollar thing or give them whatever. I just think that like getting asked to like a pretty cheap, when I say whatever gag, like just over and over for years. Now, well, it's now going to be like forever. So it's just like that's got to wear thin, doesn't it?
Like you just always have to carry around money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how many dollars do you reckon he carries? Well, like what happens if they don't carry $1?
Well, I can't imagine that they're like.
Tired.
I can't imagine. No, I can't imagine that they're
Just yawn, man. Don't
They're
keep
not
talking.
giving $1 to everyone, are they?
That's what I'm asking. Surely.
I'm going to say they're not.
If you go out there and you preach that if you ask for $1, you get $1, you got to be carrying
Probably gonna
dollars.
have $1,
Yeah. All right, here's my song. I don't know if you'll like it. Actually, I'm
Okay.
putting my money on you won't. Thoughts?
Pretty slow.
Nice. It's a
Yeah.
cover.
Of what?
It's called Girl Crush.
And who's it by?
Harry Styles.
Nice. What's the original song?
Girl Crush.
By?
Couldn't tell you. I think it might be the Chicks.
Yeah, I don't know. There you go. It's it's probably not my style, I'll be honest. Like, yeah, I'll just be completely upfront, but like,
Little Big Town.
yeah, right.
I think they're country.
Yeah, like I'm sure if you're into that sort of stuff, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, thanks. Person I've seen is, I don't know if I told you this, but the day, you know how we both stayed an extra night in Melbourne after the Carlton game?
Yep.
When I flew out, got to the airport, in the lounge, actually met an In the Green Room fan. So I had a very nice conversation in the Virgin Lounge. And then walked to my flight. Once my flight was called, get to the gate, the Swans team rocks up.
Yeah,
Same flight as them.
that's not ideal.
Just head down.
Yeah, it would have been from you.
I tell you what, there's a few people that don't like me at that club.
That would have
A few people that I like and I'm friends with. So that was fine. Mostly hoodie up, head down, get through.
We also, when we played in Canberra, we stayed in the same hotel as the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So Jack White was there, so Latrell.
Canberra boy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I did go to the Raiders game on Sunday.
Yeah, enjoyed
So
yourself,
fun.
didn't you?
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
Viking clap.
Helps as well when Big Papa's playing the club record games.
That was cool.
Scores, gets to kick a goal as
Kicks
well.
a conversion.
Yeah.
And then Ricky Stewart's crying.
Yeah, just a lead.
Crowd was going crazy. Have you seen Papali's kid?
Yeah, he looks exactly like
It
him.
is a spitting image,
Yeah.
and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Same mullet. That's goals.
Yeah, it was cool.
My kid's going to be looking like a sheep. Have a sheep and a lamb.
And a midget.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm
that's
kidding.
so rude. So 50th and final episode. No, so I've got a poem,
Yeah.
and then you can do a really nice outro.
Yep.
Maybe thank some people that have contributed to where we've been, where we've come from.
Yeah, well, we got it out the mud ourselves, so.
I'd like to thank nobody at all.
No.
Ready?
Yep.
Tom, it's been a pleasure, but you've had your turn to speak. Now it's my turn. Let's recap the week. Well, we've made it to 50. Can you believe that? I mean, wow. I thought we would have got cancelled, for sure, by now. Our poor legal department, for them we've been a pain, especially when the AFL handed us a please explain. We've been in the headlines for an unpopular opinion and a poorly timed joke. Apologise to all of those who say they're woke. We've trended on Twitter for reasons unclear. Somehow, we were renewed for another year. I'm still employed, still yet to get the sack. We've said things we regret, but wouldn't take back. Through all the chaos, the laughs and bad takes, this show has had it all. Two entertaining people, one short and one tall. We hope you've loved the show and haven't got bored. We've had Toby, Jack Steele, and even Callan Ward. We've received so much love and even a nice gift, despite Tom saying he hates Taylor Swift. We've been told to calm down, sometimes even settle. Tom washes his undies in a hotel kettle. Every week does our little community grow. We even went to Adelaide and did a live show. We went head to head in a Speedo-themed duel. Tom got lucky and beat me in the pool. I knew 30 metres in that, I was into strife. Now I have Tom's name tattooed on me for life. Time has gone quickly, but one thing I dislike is that we're 50 episodes in and Tom still plays with the mic. What happens next? We simply don't know, but Tom and I love hosting this show. We love all the comments you guys leave. We love you all like you wouldn't believe. Hopefully you love the show and you're not getting tired. So here's to 50 more, unless I get fired. Haven't done a poem in a while. I was a bit rusty.
Nah, I thought
I'll
that
put
was
that
really
out there.
good. That's going to be a 10, Jacob. I thought that was really sweet.
Is that just because it's 50?
No, it's not. It was actually just really well done.
Thank you.
Some good rhymes, some good memories, good few little shout-outs. Touched on a few touchy subjects, which is always good. No, I thought that was a really good poem.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any thank yous? I'm going to say thank you to you.
Oh, well, I guess I'll say thank you to you then, Jacob.
Yeah, well,
you
it's
are.
pretty
Well, I
rude
mean,
not to.
yeah, you do a lot of the heavy lifting of the show, so I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do. Shout out to Will and Ryan, who always produce the show as well.
Massive shout out to them. They probably go a little bit unsung as heroes of the show. They are very, very good.
Ryan,
Will could.
Ryan will appreciate that bit. Will doesn't listen.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe Will can crop out me itching next time. But yeah, no. Massive shout out to those guys for getting it up every week. Shout out to the club for persevering with us through the tough times.
Thanks to Emma, our lawyer, our legal representation.
Yeah, she's always actually. You can't see her. She's sitting over in the back corner over there.
We have to take how much out? A lot.
But yeah, no. It's and I suppose the biggest thank you has to go to the fans though.
The community.
Thank you very much to all the In the Green Room fans. It's been a fantastic first 50 episodes. What? 850, 950 to come?
It's crazy.
Yeah. But we do really appreciate what you guys, the support that you give us. We definitely couldn't do this without you, and you wouldn't make the show so fun to do if you didn't interact with us the way that you do. So we really, really appreciate that. And we hope that you continue to enjoy what Jacob and I pump out. And if we don't, let us know. I'm happy to take feedback on board. I'm happy to give Jacob feedback when he needs it.
I don't think you are.
No,
You
I'm
just
happy
ranted
to.
for an hour before about feedback.
No, it wasn't about feedback. It was about uninformed opinions. But anyway,
Same thing.
they're not. But no, thank you very much for supporting us through it all. We really appreciate it. Make sure, as we always say, remember to send us to family, friends. Share the In the Green Room love. You can find us on all major streaming platforms, and you can watch us on YouTube. Thank you very much for a fantastic 50th episode. And fortunately, we'll see you again next week.